Flooding is quite common in many parts of Britain. People get used to it because it's the same streets that are affected year after year, flood after flood.
Take a particular part of northeast London. This is Lea Bridge Road in 1903. In 80 years, almost everything has changed except the flooding. This is nearby Wadley Road last summer. But this year, life in Wadley Road could be a lot drier because the local authority decided to take action. To understand what they've done, we need to see why those flash floods happen. It's not just heavy rain which caused them to happen, it's partly because over the years we've built roads and houses in places that affect the natural drainage. When land is undeveloped, natural vegetation, trees, earth, grass, they all absorb their share of the rain as it falls. So the water makes its way downhill to the valley quite slowly. But remove a lot of that vegetation and the roads and houses which replace it, of course, no longer absorb water, and water runs into the valley much faster with the aid of man-made drains. Well, you need to try and slow down the water up here on the slope so that the drains and sewers below can empty without causing flooding. Well, you could build very narrow pipes up at the top and larger ones towards the bottom, but small pipes easily become blocked with leaves and debris. One answer is to copy what's being done in Milton Keynes. There, they're building a large reservoir to store excess water until the watercourse lower down can cope with it. But dams and reservoirs are expensive and also, for many built-up areas, impractical. Another idea is to slow the water down upstream, but within the drains themselves. And these are what are being used. They're called hydrobrakes and they act like artificial trees, slowing down the water as it passes through them. Over here, you can see just how it works. In this tank, we've incorporated an ordinary drainage pipe. And this is a Perspex model of a snail-shaped hydrobrake which we've installed in this tank. Now what happens is that the water comes in at the side and it swirls around the snail shape and that slows it down. So let's give it a go. Just release the plugs and you can see the rate at which the water's coming out. Now it's shooting along the straight pipe, but you can see that there's a different flow over here because the hydrobrake is creating a vortex. You can just see the air-filled core in the middle. And if you compare the tanks, it's pretty obvious that the water is emptying from the hydrobrake at a much slower rate than from the standard pipe. Well, that's the theory. The practice brings us back to Wadley Road. Now, they've installed hydrobrakes into 9 drains here, all of them upstream from Wadley Road. And although the real test will come with the summer storms, they have proved themselves over the Easter weekend when the April showers didn't cause the minor flooding the residents expected. They only got damp like the rest of us.